Okay, so next up we have Amazon. Wow, I drew this and it pretty much filled out perfect. That's pretty crazy. I haven't looked at this in a few days, and I mean, obviously I kind of got lucky. I didn't expect this. I expected this move, but I expected it to be more, like linear and like consistent kind of thing. So instead it just gapped right into this zone here. So Amazon is the number 3 AI stock for 2023 according to Forbes, and I kind of agree. I mean, it's super bullish, way above this moving average. Amazon is massive. They control a lot of distribution. They control a lot of other areas that don't even have to do with tech, but they control them. So as far as like, the warehouses and stuff like that, they got their own planes, they got everything. So Amazon is massive. And according to this chart, which we're currently looking at, this huge, like almost, $15 gap. Basically, this trade that I had marked out for the month already completed itself right into the zone. So I would actually, reevaluate this. I mean, it's clearly bullish, but now we're into this zone here. If you look at it on a monthly perspective, it usually moves about $20 a month, and it's already at 17. Last month was 10. Month before that was 11. Month before that was 21. So yeah, I wouldn't even. I mean, $19, $18, it's pretty much at its monthly range already. So as far as Amazon goes, I would probably be looking to short it just as like a sell-off for the month, because it's already completed its monthly move, in my opinion. So I do not think Amazon is bearish by any means, but I would be looking for a short trade to try to, kind of get some of this, especially because it gapped, right? So price usually does come back and fill gaps. So there's no real support between, 143 and 135. So there's a good chance that this comes back and just fills this gap here. I would just mark out these monthly parameters here. So your monthly low is 126. And then if we say that, on average it moves even 20, we'll say, which would be on the higher side, but your monthly high is about $20. Or sorry, your monthly high is about $146, which would be a $20 move on the month. I mean, it's pretty close already, and it's into this zone, so that's where it gets a little iffy. Price has previously sold off in this area. If you extend this through here, you can see it's actually a little bit shortened. You can see all this rejection here, which would have been support, and then broke, and now it's functioning as resistance. So this is obviously a very bullish week. If this candle closes anything like it is now, which it closes in 3 hours, and I do believe it'll pretty much close exactly how it is now, you are looking for a bull move next week as well. And like your next significant area would be way up here, but like I said, I think Amazon is ranged out. I mean, I could be totally wrong. We definitely won't consider anything until next week. I could just see something like this taking place, a bit of a pullback. So similar to Google, how you've seen on the weekly, for Google, the previous week was very bullish, and then this week was a bit of a pullback, but not much. Amazon will probably be the opposite. This week for Amazon, very bullish. Next week will be a little bit of a pullback. So as companies move their money around, they're putting money in one company, pulling it out of the other. It's just kind of what happens. So, I mean, if you would have bought Amazon stock early in the week, or even yesterday, let's say, if you would have bought it at 127, and now today it's closing at 143, like you've done really well already. So you probably made a few percent just on your money in one day. So I mean, it would make sense to take, especially because you're going into this resistance zone, you're at the cap for the normal range of the month, so you would probably most likely take your profits now, which would also cause a bit of a pullback. So I would short this down to this area, this previous area here. Yeah, I think this is definitely a safer area. It might come down a little bit more and close this gap, but I think to start off, I would definitely be comfortable with this as long, to the 135 area. Let's see, we'll mark this down. 135 I think would be great. And then just wait to see what price does next week, right? If you get a bunch of, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are all weak candles and price comes back out of this zone, then you can start seeing the bear structure set up. So lower lows, lower highs, something like this. Then you're probably good to go. You can see on the 1 hour it's already rejecting quite a bit. These candles are getting much weaker. You had a big bull candle going into it, and now they're getting a little bit weaker. So obviously the volume's dying off. It's the end of the day, it's Friday, end of the week, so it's very very common. But I would say something like this, just to kind of fill this gap, and just kind of a bit of a pullback week, bit of a sell-off. People made their money already on Amazon, so I think it's totally possible to look for something like this next week, but we just gotta wait. So that's Amazon.